Good morning. It's Friday and time for our Friday devotional. And I want to tell you, it's good to be back in town. Let's continue our conversations on doubt. We've been preaching on doubt. And I want to say this morning, doubt is often a sign. It's a good sign. It's not always bad. It's a sign that you're thinking about your faith, that you're taking your faith seriously, that you want your faith to grow. It's that tension between growth and acceptance. It's a tension between knowing what's right and seeking truth and wanting to understand what you really believe. And so doubt is a positive thing. We see this in the story of Gideon. We're going to talk about that on Sunday and more in depth. But God steps in and says, Gideon, you're this great warrior. He says, when an angel of the Lord appeared to Gideon, he said, the Lord is with you, mighty warrior. But Gideon wasn't sure about that. He had his questions. He had his doubts. And here's what it says. Gideon answered, please don't take this wrong. But if the Lord is helping us, then why have all these awful things happened? We've heard how the Lord performed miracles and rescued the ancestors in Egypt. But those things happened long ago. Now the Lord has abandoned us to the Midianites. He was just lost in this debate and this doubt that he had about God. Where is God? I'm sure you might have felt that way. But Gideon leaned into God. He leaned onto God. He sought, he had questions, he had decisions, but he was seeking answers. So he asked God for a sign. It says, Gideon said, it's hard to believe that I'm actually talking to the Lord. Please do something so that I'll know that it's really you, Lord. See, Gideon wrestled with this, but he kept leaning into God. He kept asking the questions. He kept seeking answers. It really showed that he cared. If you care about your faith, you're going to doubt. You're going to have those questions. But I'm going to tell you what, God gave him signs. In the end, guess what? Gideon was that mighty warrior. Here's what it says there at the end. So Midian was subdued before the Israelites, and they were no longer a threat. The land had peace for 40 years during the days of Gideon. Pursue your doubts, and you'll find peace. Let me encourage you. Your faith, your doubts can be a good sign if you pursue them. We're going to talk more about that. We're going to look at Gideon and look into the mirror and see who we really are and who God's called us to be. So have a great weekend. Prepare for Sunday. Join us here in person or online. But I want you to know God loves you, and we do too. God bless you. See you Sunday.